Dr. Cheryl here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you cannot change your health for the better until you change your paradigm. I'm going to illustrate this with a story. Remember way back, Aesop's Fables? Here's a mini book that I'm going to read to you to tell you the story of the sun and the wind, which illustrates my point. One day, the wind and the sun were arguing about who was stronger. And I would posit that it's like who is more effective for humans to be able to do what they want to do. I am stronger because I can blow so hard, the wind boasted. Let's see who can make the traveler take off his coat, the sun suggested. The wind tried first. He puffed and he roared. What a cold wind, the traveler said, and he pulled his coat tighter, afraid that it might blow off. Next, it was the sun's turn. He shone his warm rays on the traveler. Whew! It's getting hot, said the traveler, and he took his coat off. The sun and the wind represent two approaches to health. The wind was forcing an effect on the traveler. He wanted to blow that coat off just to get the end result. On the other hand, the sun worked with the natural tendency of the traveler, and so when the sun shone her rays on, the traveler got warm and warm and warm, and he didn't need the coat anymore, and so he shed his coat. It's just like this in your health. If you try and eliminate things, if you suppress them, like taking an antihistamine for an allergy, if you go against your symptoms, if you resist what you have, even just mentally, if you're doing any of the anti-treatments, antibiotic, antihistamine, anti-anything, you're just like the wind who's trying to blow the symptoms off the traveler. The body doesn't respond that way. The body responds more like when the sun was heating up the traveler. So there are remedies that include the mental and cognitive approaches, but there are, say, homeopathic remedies, herbal remedies that work with what the body is already doing and allow then to throw off the symptoms because they're not needed anymore. Can you see anywhere in your life that you're more like the wind, trying to force things, trying to do what is against your natural inclination just to have an effect? You know, just if you want to stop those eyes from watering, if you just want to stop that fungus in your toe, if you just want to stop the heartburn, taking a medicine like that is acting like the wind. On the other hand, recognizing your symptoms are telling you something like the jacket on the traveler, there are ways that you can work with your natural tendency to follow through with the symptoms. And when the sun warmed up the traveler didn't need the jacket anymore and took it off. Now, it's way more nuanced than that, but consider, what are you doing that is more like the forceful wind, and what are you doing for your health that's more like the sun, that is supporting your natural processes to create health? If you want to talk about this more, have a chat, call me, send me a message, and we'll talk about how this can appear in your life, how it works. See you on the next video.